Hello everybody, my name is Kasweka Konga and I am the legal counsel and project manager at Enterprise Power. We have offices in Zambia, so I sit in the Zambia office, but the beauty about our company is we are a regional company, so we have offices in the DRC as well. If you are in Cape Town, we are at the Mining Indaba this week, and we are at stand number G22 in CTICC 2. If you're also in Cape Town on Thursday of the Mining Indaba, please do stop by the Financial Insight Zambia workshop, which is happening at Africa Work. Check their page for more details.
Welcome everyone to the Zambia Mining Breakfast at the Investing in African Mining Indaba 2026. And thank you all for being here so early. As they say, the early bird catches the worm. And judging from the turnout this morning, there are clearly many early birds in the room who understand the value of being ahead of the curve. It might, however, not be a good time to be a worm. This year's Mining Indaba theme, Stronger Together, Progress Through Partnerships, could not be more fitting. There is no question that mining is a long-term business, and its success depends on strong, well-coordinated partnerships with government, fellow industry players present here, financiers, and energy service providers such as ourselves, Npower, and others in this room. At Npower, we are a family committed to forging these long-term partnerships with our clients. Because mining is built on sustained investment and trust over time. And I should say this up front, if anyone here is looking for quick returns, mining and energy may not be the right, mining and energy may not be the right room to be in this morning. But the fact that you are here tells me, and very much tells me, we are very much among like-minded long-term partners. Mineral exploration is the foundation of Zambia's long-term mining growth. Exploration creates the pipeline for future production. But for the discoveries to translate into operating mines, there must be confidence that reliable power, transmission infrastructure, and regional connectivity will be available when projects move from exploration into development and production. For those in the room who may not be familiar with us, Npower is a power trader operating across the SADC and East African regions, with a primary focus on serving mining clients in Zambia and the Democratic Republic of Congo. We are members of the Southern African Power Pool, as well as the East African Power Pool, which for those outside the energy sector means we spend an unusual amount of time talking about megawatts, interconnectors, and constraints, often with great enthusiasm. We have demonstrated our long-term commitment in Zambia and the regional energy sector by investing for over a decade now in the development of the Kalumbila Kolwezi Interconnector transmission line. This is a 330 kV transmission line, approximately 200 kilometers in length, emanating from Kalumbila in northwestern of Zambia to Kolwezi in the DRC. The transmission line is designed to operate bidirectionally. That is, it can transmit power either way, DRC to Zambia and Zambia to DRC, and is aimed to increase flows between the two countries by up to 700 megawatts. This investment will directly support mining operations on both sides of the border. The estimated capex for this project is about just above $250 million, and is targeted. The targeted commercial operation date is end of 2027. For those that may know, we are already on the ground. We've started the pre-construction works, and forecast to be in full construction after the end of the rain season. This project reflects the scale of infrastructure required to underpin sustainable mining expansion. And yes, after a decade, we remain optimistic. NPower believes supporting investment and long-term value creation is essential as Zambia pursues its ambition to produce 3 million tons of copper by 2031. Achieving this growth will depend on energy systems that are resilient, diversified, and capable of supporting mining baseload demand. Recent supply challenges across the region have reinforced the importance of expanding transmission interconnectivity and investing in energy storage solutions. Over the past few years, the mining sector has not been immune to impacts of regional drought. That placed significant pressure on hydro-dependent power systems across Southern Africa. These conditions created real operational challenges for mining operations, particularly in terms of the reliability, predictability, and cost of supply. In this context, I commend the Zambian government for open and innovative measures that emerged in response. The continued evolution of policy and regulatory framework, particularly around open access, private participation, and regional power trading, has enabled energy traders to step in, mobilize alternative sources of supply, and support mining clients during periods of constraint. These reforms have enhanced system flexibility in the short term and are laying the foundation for a more resilient, diversified, and investment-friendly energy market over the long term. The quick responsiveness of private sector energy players is critical in building on the foundation laid by the government policy and regulatory the government policy and regulatory levels. When public leadership and private sector agility work together, the system works better for miners, for investors, and for the economy at large. As an energy trader, NPower drew important lessons from recent electricity supply shortages. Firstly, as I mentioned before, we are involved in the KKIP investment. So the first lesson that we drew is that investment in transmission infrastructure is critical. As His Excellency President Hakainde Hichilema emphasized, energy security is not a single country challenge. Governments, investors, and private players across the region must work together to strengthen interconnectivity. We saw Zambia experience supply constraints at a time when significant capacity of no less than 2 gigawatts just across our neighboring countries, Tanzania and Angola, was available. But we could not access that due to transmission constraints. Secondly, There's a clear need to diversify electricity storage other than the dams, as we saw, that can be affected if we have poor rains. We recognize as Empower that there's need to diversify the storage and support baseload requirements for the miners. In response, Empower is pleased to be participating in developing utility-scale battery energy storage systems. Studies are underway and are advanced at 4 sites in Zambia, each planned at 200 megawatt hours. As seismic shifts in global trade impact the world order, I leave you with a quote from Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney in his speech delivered at the World Economic Forum in Davos earlier this year. It is time to build coalitions that work, issue by issue, with partners who share enough common ground to act together, because if we are not at the table, we are on the menu. That is a vision we share at Empower, and one we are committed to support through long-term collaboration. I thank you and wish you a productive morning. Thank you.